Hey, it's all royalty tonight. We've got Queen Elizabeth, Princess Margaret, King T'Challa, and, I don't know, Maze Master? I don't know. Roll titles. We've got a great show for you tonight, but hey, that's not why we're excited. No, no. Election campaigning officially started this week. Oh, the Labour launch went well. Lib Dems started off brightly. How did it go for the Tories? The Lib Dems are exciting. The Lib Dems unveiled their election battle bus. Oh, goodness. Joe Swinson there. Now, it's very bright and positive, but on the other hand, a little bit showy-offy. You can't win, hey, can you, Joe? No, seriously, you can't win, Joe. Looks good, though, doesn't it? Big, shiny, going places, just like their party. Here's the Labour one. Now, stop it. A lot of people are saying Jeremy Corbyn is too old and frail to be Prime Minister. I mean, it's so unfair. They'll be saying he's deaf next. I said, they'll say you're deaf next! In a campaign speech, Jezza warned about the dangers of doing a trade deal with the US and lowering food standards, didn't he? Yeah, you heard it, yeah. He said that in America, they allow things like rat hair in paprika. I mean, can you imagine? Rat hair in paprika. Hey, they do more than allow it. Yeah, they made it president. Let's get some guests on! Later, we'll be meeting the writer of this season's surprise bestseller, Lady in Waiting. That's Lady Glenconnor. Yeah. We'll have music from Mr. Niall Horan. Yeah. But first, he's not only the BAFTA-winning star of the IT Crowd, Travel Man and Crystal Maze, but also a critically acclaimed writer and director. It's Richard Ayoade. This man shot to fame as the Black Panther in Marvel's billion-dollar hit. Now he brings us gritty cop thriller 21 Bridges. Please welcome Chadwick Boseman! Good to see you. Chadwick Boseman. And he's the two new stars of The Crown. She shone in Room with a View, Harry Potter, Ocean's 8 and The King's Speech. Now she steps into the glittering shoes of Princess Margaret. It's Helena Bonham Carter! Shimmering and shiny. Have a seat, you. And how do you follow Broadchurch, Fleabag, and a Best Actress Oscar for The Favourite? Well, you play Her Majesty the Queen, of course. Please welcome Olivia Colman. Welcome. You all right there?
Yeah, sorry.
This is like being in sixth form again.
Yeah.
I asked not to be sat next to someone more handsome than me.
Please. I think
please.
You got
please. That, like every school bus I've ever been in. And talking to someone more charismatic.
I'm sorry. Dear Rich.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, since you were last here, Olivia Colman, I feel like our own Olivia Colman now has an Oscar. I mean, it's so exciting. It's probably exciting. Not your best supporting. No, actual, full-on best ever. Yeah.
I don't think it says best ever.
I think it is. I think they're finishing it now. They've stopped. Yeah. You won.
Cool.
But it must have been a bonkers night.
I actually can't remember it. And we were saying backstage we met. Can't remember it.
She was in a daze after she won,
yeah.
so she didn't even remember.
But in fairness, Chadwick Boseman, a huge night for you as well. I mean, Black Panther was up for how many awards? 7?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. It was a great. You know, I expected it to be just a normal night. It was like there's a whole bunch of hype about being at the Oscars and being nominated, but there was some magic in the air. It was a real sparkle, you know.
Just wish I could remember any of it.
Because, Richard, what was it like for you sitting at home?
Not at the Oscars. Yes. It was business as usual. And I look forward to a lifetime of not being there.
No, but it must be nice cheering on Olivia, because you guys have known each other for a really long time.
Oh, I bitterly resented it. Bitterly. Oh, yes. Well, I, at college, lived next to Olivia's husband.
Yeah.
It's not a great story, but it is true. It doesn't really have an arc.
Yeah,
As a story, it kind of ends.
Yeah, but it's true.
It's true, but boring. Like me.
And now, Ellen, you've been nominated a couple of times for the Oscars.
Yeah, I didn't win them.
No, but you got nominated.
No, but I still didn't win them.
But now, is that why you don't enjoy events like that?
No, it's not that. I'm not very good at sitting still, so you have to have your hair and makeup.
She's really not.
I'm really not good. And so it's... and they're long events.
Yes.
They do, but the great thing about the Oscars is that the bar is just there, just behind there. And so almost all the time, everyone's in the bar.
No one's sitting in it. That's true.
There are
They're all
hundreds
the
of seat fillers. Hundreds.
Oh, really?
So almost
Yeah.
everybody is getting bladdered. And then someone comes in and go, "We're up to best documentary," and they go, "Shit," and people are running in. But
Running
we're in
in?
the bar most of the time.
Oh, yeah, I was.
I was there 90% of the time. It's lovely.
But, Ellen, I think one of the reasons that Helena mightn't enjoy the Oscars is because you can't control who you bump into on the red carpet. I think we've got a picture of you the year you were nominated for the King's Speech on the red carpet.
Really?
Look at Helena's thrilled face. the horror.
I don't remember that. I don't know. You've just superimposed that.
No, there are
have-
multiple
you
pictures.
have superimposed
And what's so
that.
funny is there are multiple pictures, and we thought, oh, maybe we've picked an unfortunate picture. No, your face is like that in them all.
I got good judgment, obviously.
Yeah,
That was way before he became Donald Trump, wasn't it?
we know what you mean.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
know what you mean.
yeah.
Yes, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody's talking about Olivia and Helena in The Crown. Season 3 kicks off on the 17th of November on Netflix. And Helena taking over Princess Margaret. Olivia's the Queen. Before we talk about it, let's have a look at the two of you of action. This is Princess Margaret coming back from a triumphant tour of America.
Oh, yes.
Hail the conquering heroine.
Ah, yes. Let the abuse begin.
Now, you must know by now, any triumph in this family is met with a healthy dose of
Envy? Spite?
good-natured teasing to keep one's feet on the ground. Everyone's very grateful. The Prime Minister said he was going to write to you personally.
Oh, better than that. He met me at the airport.
And now we're all racking our brains as to what to give you to show our appreciation. How would you feel about the Order of Merit? Or the Victorian chain?
You can keep your gongs and your bongs for all the men to whom it matters so much.
But I'd be lying if I didn't admit to having done a little thinking in view of how well it all went. About us doing it more often.
Doing what?
Sharing duties.
But we didn't share duties, you just went to a dinner party.
In your place. And represented Crown and country with, I think we can agree, favourable results.
Ooh. You've had great reviews.
Are you thinking now we're Claire Foy and Vanessa
No,
Kirby?
I'm so not.
Are you sure?
Positive. So
Phew.
not. So not.
Well, he has to say that with.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
But one, you're both great in it. But two, it's interesting that certainly the first couple of episodes, they do play on this sort of, it's sweet, sort of a sibling rivalry. Even though it's the Queen and Princess Margaret, they're properly kind of at each other.
Well, sisters do, don't they? I mean, they're the most committed to each other. They're the only ones that know each other inside out because they were homeschooled and spent every day together.
They had the war together.
The war
Second
together.
World War. I don't think they spent most of their childhood alone together, so I think...
So they knew each other before they were meant to ever be in this position, I
Yes.
suppose.
And you have said, Olivia, that you're not a great one for the research.
Understatement. Yes. Sorry.
I love
No, but you must have done some for this. No. You must have done some for this.
Yep.
You licked a stamp.
Well, we were all given lovely Polly, who's a movement coach, and it turns out I can't change what my body does. So I still walk like me, which is, I've been told, quite like a farmer. And
No, I have said, there's a scene in it, and it's you and Prince Philip walking up the garden.
is it filmed on the back of my head?
No, it's the two of you walking up towards you out in the garden.
Yeah, yeah.
Did
you say farmer?
The Queen does in your arms.
Oh, OK, so
Does the Queen do arms?
Yeah.
Well, every now
well,
and then
then
when
you did
I'm
it.
really concentrating, I can get a little bit right. So was I doing that as well?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, OK.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not very good at...
But you go to extraordinary lengths to research
I go
things.
to ridiculous things. I don't think it necessarily is necessary. But I enjoy it. I do
But
enjoy
you
it.
love it.
I love it.
And
I like the...
Were you brilliant at school at research and projects?
Yeah, I was a SWAT.
Shit at it.
Yeah.
And then you've got a friend... Is it a friend of yours who's a psychic?
Oh, God. Ooh. Yeah.
This is my favourite bit.
It's funny how one story comes out and then it obliterates. So it's the defining thing.
In fairness, other actors going, OK.
I want to hear more.
Psychic.
I want to hear...
Well, look, yeah, I did meet a psychic who's a friend of mine, and I was seeing her. She's got lots and lots of different strings to her bow, and she does healing, and she does other things. But she also has a talent for mediumship. And as I was seeing her for something else, she said, "Oh, Margaret is here. Does that mean anything?" And I said, "Yes, it does." And I suddenly thought, well, I've got... If I
This
play...
is before you got...
I had been asked to play her. I hadn't actually said yes at that point. And I said, well, yeah, no, actually, if you've got the horse, you know, the horse's mouth, it's in the room. You're not going to say,
yes.
No, actually, you know. So I said, yeah. And I said, would you mind if I played you? And she said, I prefer you.
What
She
the
said,
answer was?
No, she said, well, no, she did say, I think you're a better idea than the other actor.
Ooh.
The other idea. The other, you know, the other.
Who was the other?
They never told me the other possibility. But whether it was
But
true or
there's
not...
the sound of a lone gunshot right now.
No. But it was a very typical Margaret thing in the...
Because you had met her.
I had met her. She had a way... Oh, yeah, a couple of times.
This?
Yeah, you see, you didn't ask. But she had a way of sometimes complimenting you and putting you down at the same time. She was... and the fact that she said, oh, yeah, I think you're better than the other... It was just like you never knew where you were with her. Then she came through with another note, which was useful, whether it was true because the psychic was fantastically intuitive or there really was the ghost of Margaret telling me, I don't know, but the note was good, and it said, get the smoking right.
OK.
And I smoked in a particular way, and always remember that the cigarette holder is as much a weapon for expression as anything else. And that was a good note. And she was somebody who was innately dramatic. If you're royal, you can't necessarily talk much. You're a walking icon. You're a walking... So she was very, I think, conscious about the silhouette and whatever she did with her body, and particularly with her hands. And so, you know, anyway. Am I waxing?
No, I love you. I just...
You don't believe in talking to dead people?
No.
I didn't say
I'll tell you what,
But also, the Queen's still alive. The Queen's still
There's
alive.
many things I don't
I
believe that
know.
other people do believe, and vice versa.
And we respect our
We do, I respect it.
differences,
And
don't we?
whatever
I
you've
love
done,
you.
it's beautiful in the end anyway.
And is this ringing bells with you, Chadwick? Because before Black Panther, you played quite a few real people.
Yeah, I had a similar experience actually, not with the medium, but with James Brown, because I had a lot of questions about playing him. In fact, said no to the role a lot of times. But after I accepted it, it was like, well, how are you going to do any of this? The movement, the dance, his walk, his voice, all of it. And I went to sleep one night and woke up just kind of doing the voice. Ooh. And the first thing I said was, and so it's like his voice came out of me, and it was like he said, "You're gonna be good. But you ain't gonna be better than me."
That was great.
And Richard, you had a kind of weird experience where, in the IT crowd, you thought you were playing a character.
Well, I did a lot of research for that part where I play a geek. I went online, and that was it. Also, Graham, who wrote it, he said, you know, I've written a part. It's for the nerdiest person in the world. I thought of you, and so that was that, really. Yeah, there were no voices, I think...
Well, it would have been your own voice.
Yeah, I said, do you want me to do a voice to be the nerdiest person? He went, no, no, just yours. So that was it.
But Moss is one of those characters that does delight people, and even this Halloween, so people were dressing up as Moss from the IT crowd, and you must have seen this picture. There was a little girl. Do you know this?
Well, look, it's a cheap costume. It's a check shirt.
Oh no! Don't dash her dreams.
I will not.
This is a little girl in America, and she's a big fan. And for Halloween, she went as Moss. Oh. Look at that! Look at the watch. She's got the computer, the calculator watch, and everything.
Yes.
That's good, right?
The emotional range is too large, though. You need to kind of dial it back a bit. I also spoke to her. I said, you've got to get
Now, Chadwick Boseman, he brings a great...
Oh, no, stay on them.
No, stop it! 21 Bridges. It's out on the 22nd of November, which is easy to remember. And this is... I have to say, I went into it knowing nothing about it. I knew it was
That's the best way to watch it.
Yeah, I knew it was called 21 Bridges, and I knew you were in it, and that's all I knew.
Everybody, that's all you need to know.
I was hoping you'd tell us something else.
Is that my cue?
Yeah, that's your cue.
Okay. Basically, it's a cop thriller. It's one of those movies that...
But it's a really good one, I have to say.
Thank you. That you would have seen in the 70s, 80s, 90s. They don't make anymore. 8 cops are killed, and I am the detective that's brought in because I am the person who finds and kills cop killers. And so we shut down the city of Manhattan, all of the ways in and out of the city, the bridges, 21 bridges, in order to do this manhunt. And that's all I can tell you because I don't want to give anything else away.
But here's an odd thing. It wasn't always called 21 Bridges.
It was called 17 Bridges first.
They built 4 since.
They did not build 4.
No, they didn't.
Like, we were in the middle of shooting.
Sorry.
No, you would think, yeah.
I can do math.
And they came and they said, I think we got the number of bridges wrong.
Oh, no.
And I literally had my whole speech about how we're supposed to shut down the bridges. And I was like, well, how many do I say? Do I say 18, 19, 20? So they had to do this whole thing where they were, like, counting...
How could they have got that
They did not
wrong?
do that before.
That's what I said.
It does seem like...
I felt pretty basic.
You know, I
just gone on Google Maps.
I thought that too.
Yeah.
But it's way more complicated than that because there's like actually...
You've got his interest now.
Yeah.
I thought Google Maps had it covered.
There's over 100 bridges actually in the city, but we're talking about the bridges that go in and out of the city.
So off the island?
Yeah, in and off the island. It's more complicated than you think it is, so it was really hard to count it, and we didn't want to get it wrong.
No.
It was really hard to count it.
Yeah.
Was it?
It was. It was. It's not that easy. It's not as easy as you think it is.
Okay. We've got a clip. This, oddly, I think this is probably the speech you're talking about.
It is. This is the speech.
Yeah, this is you as Detective Davis laying out your cunning plan. Yes. Here we go.
How you gonna do this?
There are 21 bridges in and out of Manhattan. Shut them down. 3 rivers, close them. 4 tunnels, block them. Stop every train that leaves the island. Amtrak, PATH, New Jersey Transit, LIRR, Metro North, and loop the subways. Then, we flood the island with blue.
Ooh. Saying, it's a really, it is a classic kind of New York cop thriller.
Yeah.
But one of the things is the dialogue is great. It's got proper kind of, like sparky dialogue.
Yeah, it feels like, you know, I haven't had the opportunity to do theater in quite some years, so it felt like I could use my Meisner technique and, you know, it felt like some of the scenes with J.K. and whatnot, I felt like David Mamet a little bit. So it was fun to be able to do that in a film, and you know, I got a lot of my training when I was in New York, so to be able to play that actually in the city, in the street, was fun.
Yeah. And as you say, you started out in theatre, and when you were a student, a theatre student, you had a mysterious benefactor, did you not?
Great expectations. Yes. Yeah, I went to, I did a summer exchange at the British American Dramatic Academy at Balliol College in Oxford. I didn't have the money to pay for it, but one of my teachers at that time she would come in for a weekly class, Felicia Rashad, who a lot of people know from The Cosby Show. She would come in and do a class at Howard. And so she wanted us to, audition for this program. And, it was 9 of us. She got some of her friends to pay for it. And so my benefactor ended up being Denzel Washington.
Wow.
And so, I found that out.
Proper goosebumps.
Did you pay him back?
You sound like him.
Sorry.
You sound exactly like him. So, the funny thing is he showed up at the New York premiere of Black Panther, and I had never told anyone, about that. Oh. And, he comes in the back, and he thinks he's sneaking in, and Ryan Coogler, the director, we're there, and I'm like, it's great to meet you, big fan of your work. Just wanted to tell you thank you for paying for me to go to Oxford. And he was like, oh, you owe me money, yeah.
But also, and after Black Panther, you can pay him. It's there, yeah.
I just did a movie that he produced, and so he got me cheap,
And talking of Black Panther, the next one, when is the next one? When are we going to see
2022, that's when it will come out. And, so we have some time to prepare it.
Wow.
Get ready for
You've
that.
already filmed it?
No, we haven't. No,
Oh, I
we
see,
haven't
I see.
filmed it. Yeah.
2022?
That's when.
Yes. But
2022.
yes.
All right. It's all right.
Don't know how it all works.
We're not going backwards in time. We're going
like Black Panther, it must be amazing to be part of a $1 billion movie anyway. But that movie, it was such a kind of, it seemed like a kind of cultural game changer that it kind of opened up worlds.
Yeah, it's for me, it's sort of hard to grasp because Halloween, you seeing people dress up, like we just had that, seeing people dress up as all of the characters and dress up as you, it's kind of overwhelming. Like I try to forget about it in my day-to-day life, but you're doing your regular routine, but I can't really go anywhere now and not see it, and have people sort of remind you of it. So it's fun, and it's also like sometimes a little too much.
Well,
but
the Wakanda Forever thing, that must, I'm sure it was very exciting when it started.
Right.
But
you mean like the whole
yeah. So we've got pictures of you. I think this is kind of your journey of Wakanda Forever. So here you are, loving it. Oh, so fun. Let's all do Wakanda Forever. Then we've got one where yeah, okay, let's just do it. Yes, okay, yes, I'm doing it for you. And this is the other end of Wakanda Forever. Yeah. Over it. Moving on, because Richard Ayoade has written a book. Yes. Wow. Thank you. Loving the books.
Wow. Can you all look under your seat? There's nothing there.
Now, it's called Ayoade on Top. And
yes.
Before we talk about it, I'm going to say, because it's true, it is a really funny book. I say that because it may not be initially apparent when you start talking about what it's about.
Yes. Thank you for preempting my poor salesmanship. Because I tend to put people off anything that's to do with me. So, yeah, well, you're very kind to say that.
It is very funny, but now you need to tell people what it's about.
OK, and let me do some damage now. So, to say, it is about a Gwyneth Paltrow film called View from the Top, in which she plays a stewardess.
This is the poster.
This is the poster.
Have you all seen that film?
Have you seen this film?
Is it true?
I saw it. No, it's a real film. I saw it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a real film.
I haven't seen it.
Well, buckle up.
Do I need to see it?
Literally.
to read it?
Literally. You do not need to... If you've seen any film, you have seen this film.
Oh, okay.
It is very similar to all films. Gwyneth Paltrow plays a blue-collar worker I don't know what research she did. Maybe she went into Whole Foods once. And she dreams of becoming an air stewardess. She becomes one. That's the film. But here's the dilemma. Can she be an air stewardess and maintain a loving relationship with Mark Ruffalo?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh.
No. The demands of being an air stewardess are too onerous.
Mark Ruffalo?
She's got to hand out salty nuts. There are little blowy things she's got to demonstrate. It's a nightmare. So they break up for a while. What should she do? You're literally the opposite of on the edge of your seat.
I'm sorry.
You're so far. You're like this. Stop telling me the story. Stop it. She manages to reconcile with Mark Ruffalo.
Oh. Happy ending?
Despite the salty nuts.
No. The salty nuts are an attraction. And then at the end, it is a huge gun battle.
What?
No, it's not.
But
She bends down and kisses him.
But this is essentially a sort of academic reading of it, as if it's a classic.
Yes, I saw this film with my wife. That's not a joke. I chose to marry me. That is possible that someone would choose that. I saw this film with my wife, and I was so haunted by this film that it's taken me 3 years to exorcise it from my system. And I've gone through the book in forensic detail, explaining why it's so important, and I've interwoven it with things from my life. It really is so important to give this film the respect it deserves. Because people haven't seen it, people aren't discussing it. Can you believe this is the first book about this film? The first one.
It's an atrocity.
People aren't taking it seriously, Graham.
It's a whole book.
And we need to have a conversation about this film.
But also, as you say, you do weave in other things. There's a beautiful evocation of your childhood Christmases in Ipswich.
Yes. And they celebrate Christmas in Ipswich to this day. They still do. My mother liked the house very clean for Christmas. We would have to clean everything before presents were given out, which was on Christmas Eve. My mother was Norwegian. But it really was a ruse just to really amp up the housework. And she baked a lot of biscuits, Christmas biscuits, which I found out aren't a thing. No, she just
When you
brought...
say biscuits, do you mean biscuits or,
I needed
or do you mean
energy.
cookies?
Cookies.
No.
Cookies?
Cookies.
Okay.
You're on my turf now, Chadwick.
I'm just...
Biscuits.
Okay, I'm just trying to understand what you mean. Because we put out biscuits for Santa Claus.
OK.
Okay, yeah. Well, we call them cookies, though.
I needed the biscuits to have the energy to clean the house.
Can I just ask, does Gwyneth know about it?
Does Gwyneth know about this?
Yeah.
She's not emailed me as yet. But I don't know. She may be, you know, in the middle of a cleanse. We don't know.
Very good. Right, it is time to meet my next guest. This lady has had an extraordinary life of privilege, but also drama, including 30 years as friend, confidant and lady-in-waiting to Princess Margaret. Her life story has now become a best-selling memoir. I'm delighted to welcome Lady Glenconner. Oh, you're there. You're there already. Hello. Lovely to see you. I'm so pleased to see you. Come in and sit down. Getting to know Olivia Colman. You know Helena.
Yes, I know Helena.
Of course you know Helena.
Hello.
Chadwick.
How do you do?
And Richard. Have a seat, do.
Oh, lovely.
Lovely. So nice to see you. Thank you for being
lovely.
here.
I'm so excited. I can't tell. All my life I wanted to be on the red sofa.
Well, here you are.
I know.
Wow. No, because we met on the radio and we did a lovely chat, and then because Olivia and Helena were going to be here, I just thought what a great opportunity to have you
yes,
on.
because we're Norfolk girls.
Yes!
I mean, we've got something tremendous in common.
Yes.
And did you live in North Norfolk?
Yes.
You did? So you know Holcombe?
Yes.
Oh.
I always wanted to ask, is that how you say it?
Holcombe?
Yes.
Yes, how do you say it?
Holcombe.
Exactly.
Yes. You know when people say Hokum and miss out the L?
No, well, that's wrong, but
Wrong.
one can't...
Wrong.
You can't correct
actually, we should explain that Lady and Connor is going to be not you sort of are a character in The Crown.
Yes, I have somebody playing me. Yeah, Nancy Carroll.
Yeah.
Yes, she's my best friend.
Good.
I mean, not in real life. No, I mean in the...
But
I mean, you were
I
great
thought
friends.
I might have to curtsy to you when I came on, and then I
think
thought
you
that was a
should.
bit cheesy.
No, I don't think it's cheesy. Should we try it?
But talking to Helena about The Crown kind of sparked the idea for your book.
Well, it did, absolutely. Because, Helena, I haven't seen you as Princess Margaret,
don't
but I
worry.
have a feeling you're absolutely marvellous.
She's an amazing woman.
No, I mean, my book also was partly written because I was so fed up with people writing about horrible things about her, and they never met her. And I wanted to sort of show what actually she was a huge and wonderful friend to me.
But now, the book is called Lady in Waiting, My Extraordinary Life in the Shadow of the Crown, and it's out now. And it's interesting because, in fact, I think people might be drawn to it because of the royal connections and because of Princess Margaret. But as I was saying, you know, it's your life that is amazing.
I'm so glad you said that, Graham, because everybody always asks me questions about the royal family, and it's actually my book.
Yeah.
So I'm struggling back there.
No, but your life is beyond. I mean, it's quite a mad life you've lived.
Yes, I think it probably was. I thought it was quite normal, actually, until I
It's
read
not.
the book.
It's really not.
No, I think it was, and I was very surprised when people are so amazed by it, you know.
And part of the central, I suppose, story of the book is your marriage to Lord
Colin.
Yeah, to Colin. And, I mean, quite early on... I mean,
I know what you're going to ask me. What my mother told me about sex.
Oh, I wasn't, but feel free.
I thought that's what you were sort of...
No.
Oh, come on, tell us.
Well, yes, absolutely. When I was 11 and I was being... my mother was taking me to boarding school for the first time, and I suppose she felt she had to tell me something, you know. And she said...
Boarding school? 11? Is that what happened?
The thing was, she said, you know when Biscuit was her dog...
Biscuit?
When blood...
It's also a dog.
Well, when blood comes out of Biscuit's bottom,
yes,
that's what's going to happen to you shortly. And also, when Daddy's Labrador gets on top of Biscuit, that's going to happen when you get married, but you'll probably be lying in a bed. And that's all I'm saying. I must have some water. Is this my...
Yes, that's yours.
I may have to have a huge thing of vodka now.
In a way, it prepares you for life.
Well, it sort of did.
No.
Do you want me to go into my honeymoon now?
Yeah.
Please do. Please do. We're on a roll, Lady and Connor.
Well,
Chadwick looks shocked.
I do, because the thing was that when I wrote this book, people thought it was going to be a little lavender sort of scented memoir. And I said, well, actually, I'm afraid it's not going to be. And then everybody said, oh, I'm going to buy it for my mother. And I said, well, I'm not sure. I do hope your mother's broad-minded.
I've sent it to mine.
Well, I think mothers are rather broad-minded.
Yes.
Anyway, Colin and I had the most fantastic wedding at Hoke. I was treated as a son. There were 3 tents, I had 3 wedding cakes. And Tony Snowden took my wedding photographs, and my father rather rudely called him Tony Snapshot, which I think he actually never forget. And anyway, there I was, having had this amazing wedding, wonderful wedding dress and everything like that. And we were going to Paris for my honeymoon, and we arrived very late at night at the Lottie Hotel, and went up to the, I imagine, the sort of bridal suite. Well, he lay down and went to sleep. And that was my honeymoon. I mean, well, I was longing for a night of passion, you know. Anyway, and then the next day we went to the Louvre or something. And then Colin said, I was frightfully bored by that. And then Colin said, well, I've got a great treat for you. And so I was absolutely thrilled. I thought dinner at the Ritz, you know. And I put on my best dress, all that sort of thing. We got into the car. And I did rather see, I saw the Ritz miles away, but off we went to the outskirts. And we stopped at this really seedy hotel. My heart sank. I thought, up we went to this room, and there were 2 seats. They were wing-backed, velvet seats. And so I sat, and on the bed were two really disgusting people making love. I was sort of squelching about it, and I didn't know what to do. So I sat back in my chair, closed my eyes, and I simply didn't want to look at Colin. I didn't know what he was doing. You know. Anyway, I sat there, and then they kept on saying, "Would you like to join in?" And I said, "Well, look, it's very kind of you, very kind of you. Terribly kind of you, but I really don't. No, thank you." So, and eventually, thank God, they finished what they were doing. And left the room. And I did say to Colin, I can't think, Colin, why you took me. Why you thought... He said, I thought it might... You know, I was a virgin, you see, because we all were.
Hell.
And I don't think Colin ever made love to a virgin, because he used to go off to... it was a brothel. Your
probably a brothel.
You'll know it, Eleanor. You know.
Very upmarket brothel.
Yeah.
So, well, I think it was safe to say Colin was a colourful character.
Well, he was. I mean, he was wonderful in lots of ways, but he did have this terrible temper.
Yes, but also very impulsive. I mean, he bought the island of Mustique.
Yeah, well, he certainly did. He didn't land there. He just sailed round. And then I went there the next year. I thought he was completely mad.
But he did transform, sort of with the help of Princess Margaret, it into this billionaire's playground.
Princess Margaret, you came... your character, you came on your honeymoon.
Wasn't it my present?
Yes, and we hadn't given you a present. And Colin said, would you like something in a little box, or would you like a piece of land? And so, oh, she said, a piece of land. And then we didn't hear anything until her marriage started to go wrong. And she rang up and said, you know, did you mean what you said? Have I got a bit of land? And we said, yes, and a house, she said. So Colin... Colin took a deep breath and said, yes, ma'am, OK, a house.
And in the book, I think we see a side of Princess Margaret that we don't know. You talk very movingly about her reaction when your second son was diagnosed with AIDS.
Well, yes, I mean, this is one of the things that, you know, people don't know about. My second son, Henry, got AIDS, and in those days, it was in the late 80s. People didn't know how you caught it. People were terrified. It just made an excuse and didn't come and stay. But Princess Margaret always came. She brought Sarah and David with her. She always hugged Henry. And when he was really ill, she used to come with me to a place called the Lighthouse, which was... created for young men dying of AIDS, and quite often their partners had died, their parents wouldn't have anything to do with them. And Princess Margaret wasn't a sort of touchy-feely person, you know, she didn't sort of like Princess of Wales, but she was funny, she talked to them, she made them laugh, she made them forget, you know. And when I was so grateful to her, you know, the way she treated Henry.
She had huge compassion, but she also didn't do it for publicity.
No, she didn't.
But your book, it sort of flips, because you've got what you expect, the privilege, the parties, the funny stories, all of that. And then you talk about your son Henry, but in a very short space of time, you had your son Henry with AIDS, Charlie with the heroin...
And then, he's here tonight, is Christopher, who had the most appalling accident in Belize on a motorbike during his gap year. He was in a coma for 6 months, and he couldn't talk for a year. And I knew the other two boys were going to die, and I was absolutely determined that I wasn't going to lose Christopher. And my nanny, Barbara Barnes, who went off to look after Prince William and Prince Harry, had left her job and said, Lady Anne, I'll give you 6 months. And Christopher was her first baby. And so she came and we did all sorts of things. We wrote in fact, we wrote an article for The Lancet about how, as lay people, we felt that how you should treat, you know, people in comas. And I don't know where Christopher is, but he's sitting here somewhere.
Where is Christopher? Oh, there he is.
With his daughter.
Oh, fantastic. That's amazing. It's fun.
I I can't leave out. If you'll allow me, my twin daughters are here, and it's their birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday, twins. There they are. Amy and May. Amy and May. Happy birthday.
Their birthday's tomorrow, so it fits in rather well.
Yes, yeah. But here's the thing. So you've had this extraordinary life. You've now relived it all and gone through it in this
It's
book.
not like going to a psychiatrist.
Yes, but are you enjoying this bit? Are you enjoying stepping out into the spotlight?
Well, I'm 87, and I've never had such a good time in my life.
Oh, well, it's been a delight, a delight. Good luck with the book. Lady Gantana, everybody. It's been so lovely to have you on. Right, time for music. This man's debut solo album, Flicker, went straight in at #1 and has since racked up a whopping 3.5 billion streams. Now he's back with a brand new song, performing Nice to Meet Ya. It's Niall Horan!
I like the way you talk, I like the things you wear. I want your number tattooed on my arm in ink, I swear. 'Cause when the morning comes, I know you won't be there. But every time I turn around, you disappear. Nice to meet you. I wanna blow your mind, just come with me, I swear. I wanna take you somewhere warm, you know j'adore la mer. When the morning comes, I know you won't be there. But every time I turn around, you disappear. Nice to meet you. What's your name? Let me treat you to a drink. 'Cause I like the way you talk, I like the things you wear. I want your number tattooed on my arm in ink, I swear. 'Cause when the morning comes, I know you won't be there. But every time I turn around, you disappear. You're there, the next one you're gone. Been waiting for you all night to come on. You know what I need, you know what I want. You know what I need now. You know what I need Nice to meet you. What's your name? Let me treat you to a drink. Nice to meet you, yeah, where you been? Let me treat you, yeah, to a drink.
Fantastic job! Well done, the band! Come on over, sir! Matt Horn! Seriously good. Well done, well done. Very good. Come in, have a seat there. Hello. Richard Irabi, Catherine Bozeman, Helen Carter, Rick Coleman, Lady Gantana.
Hello, ladies. How are you? Sorry to get you up.
There we go. And Lady Gantana. Honor. Kissing. There we go. Thank you. Thank you very much for that.
Thanks very much.
So that single is out now, right?
Yes, it is indeed, yeah.
Now, we thought we knew what you were doing. We thought, oh, Niall's the acoustic one. That's him. He's got his guitar. But you've gone all electric and strummy and stuff.
Yeah, I suppose, like, I got a little bit confident off the success of Slow Hands and just went for it a bit more.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's just been good to kind of rock things up.
Yeah.
And now with this second album that I'm bringing out, it'd be nice to have the mix of the slow acoustic stuff and this crazier stuff when I go on tour.
Well, it sounds great. It sounds really good.
Very much, appreciate it.
But now, you did take some time off, didn't you?
Yeah, I took about 3 or 4 months off, chilled out for a little bit, and then started writing the songs again. And
But is this when you started your business?
yeah, I started a golf management business.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
That's sensible.
I know,
Rock and
very
roll.
sexy. Rock.
But you are a big fan of golf. You love golf.
I love golf, and I wanted to kind of help young up-and-coming golfers in whatever way I could. So started a company about 2 years ago, basically, but it's kind of kicked on this year.
Yeah.
And we've got some up-and-coming young men, young ladies, and they're all doing really well. And we've had a few European tour wins this year, and it's been, quite a success.
That's fantastic. Yeah, well done. It's such an unusual thing to do. Niall Horan, you're going on tour of America. You're touring America.
Yes.
But is that prior to a tour here, or?
Yeah, it'll be the agents and all the people that do that stuff are sticking all the dates together. But this is the tour.
And Lewis Capaldi. I mean, it's really posh. It's a very posh tour.
Not the most well-spoken tour of all time. But, I felt coming out here tonight, I felt like I should have got elocution lessons or something just to be a part of this conversation.
I'm here. You're fine. I'm fine. Please. Listen, good luck with the tour, and thanks for that brilliant performance. Niall Horan, everybody. That is nearly it, but before we go, just time for a visit to the big red chair. Now, I have to say, I was nervous about this section, but having heard your honeymoon story, not so much.
I long to do it myself.
Well, feel free.
No. I might just put my hand on it.
Yes.
So I can say that I have my hand on
Yes, yeah.
that.
Feel free to flip them. Seriously. You've written a book. What have they done? Nothing. OK, so hello. Who have we got? Hello. Hello. OK, now focus, everyone. Focus. OK. Sorry, I'm trying to focus the couch. What's your name, sir?
I'm Sam from New Zealand.
Oh, New Zealand. We like New Zealand.
He just clapped himself.
Well, you know, he's from New Zealand. He's excited.
I'll just sit there.
Sorry, what'd you get flipped for?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. OK, wait. Sam, I'm so sorry. OK, focus, everyone. Focus. OK, Sam. So, I know, really, I would really gather yourself.
All right.
OK, just go with your story.
OK, so my story actually involves one of your guests, Graham. Helena. Yeah. So, yeah, my mum's a nurse, and she used to live in London. She told me not to tell the story, and she's probably going to kill me now. But
Do you want to bet? She told me not to tell the story. Helena, you decide.
Can we
I'd like to bring him back.
Yes, we want to hear. OK. OK, you're good, Sam. You're golden. OK, here you go, Sam. So your mother told you not to tell the story.
Long story short.
Helena's in it. Go.
Okay.
She's in it. Mum was a nurse, and she actually used to look after her father for a while when they lived above the flat. And anyway, Mum would have a key and she'd go up every now and again. I think one time she was actually in the bathroom and she heard someone singing around, and so she opened the door, and Helena's dancing around naked, dancing to some sort of song. And yeah, that's where my mum first kind of met, and you know, that's it.
It's easier now. That really is all we've got time for tonight. If you'd like to have a go in that red chair yourself and tell your story, you can just contact us via our website. This is very address. Please a huge thank you to all of my guests tonight. Niall Horan, Richard Iowati, Chadwick Boseman, Lady Glenconner, Helena Bonham Carter, and Olivia Colman. Next week, as I said, is Children in Need, but we'll see you the Friday after that. Well, my guests will include Hollywood star Elizabeth Banks, comedy great Ricky Gervais, and Queen of Pop Kylie Minogue. I'll see you then. Good night, everybody. Bye.
So that's 2 weeks' time for the return of Graham and guests. Coming soon and making a splash, Lewis Capaldi plays Innuendo Bingo. Download the BBC Sounds app to join the fun. It's into the 3 time zone for us here next on BBC One for some Friday night Fleabag laughs. Need I say more?